Rio Grande Valley and Iowa on day 4 of the 2017 NBA D-League Showcase. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. As for Iowa, Jakar Sampson with 23 points, one of the standouts in their win over Salt Lake City. And Rio Grande Valley switching up their starting 5 a little bit. Part of what makes this showcase special is that teams try to give everybody an opportunity to showcase their skills.
That's a great point, David. These are opportunities for guys that both come off the bench and also be in the starting lineup. Again, a lot of times, the executives and the scouts here want to see how can you manage those different types of positions. It's definitely a different aspect, a different perspective, whether you're starting and coming off the bench. Coming off the bench, want to see you come off with energy, disrupt the game, and change the game in some shape, form, or fashion.
Those two look peaceful and settling in.
Yeah, they should be settled in. They put on a show in the warm-ups. I'm a little bit disappointed that there's going to be a game here right after watching that warm-up.
Should be the D-League Showcase Slam Dunk Contest at some point.
They definitely put on a show.
Well,
right where they left off.
Continues it right into the first quarter with a dunk for Peyton off the tip.
Yeah, the Vipers were definitely putting on a show during the warm-up, and Peyton just followed suit.
So Iowa in the blue. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the energy.
Great opening tap here, and Peyton just takes it to the rim strong.
Is that a set play, or Peyton just noticing he's got nobody on his hip?
And that's Peyton just taking advantage and showing no regard for the guy that's right there with him.
Selden tries a 3. He's got it. Wayne Selden out of Kansas, the 24th best prospect on the D-League watch list.
Selden had a big-time career there at Kansas. Obviously looking to translate that on the pro level here.
Darius Morris, high right. To Tokudo in the corner, that's short. Amir Williams couldn't grip it. And for Selden, when you go to a big-time college, there are heightened expectations, especially in your pro career, undrafted in last year's draft, and trying to find himself as a pro.
Yeah, that's part of it, in terms of you coming from a big program, and sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. But he's taking advantage of this opportunity here now and has to find his way and prove himself to the scouts here and let them know that he has a place in the NBA.
Selden has already put himself on the map with some spectacular dunks earlier this season. How about the all-around play as Darius Morris, the Michigan product?
Exactly. We talk quite a bit about how these guys put a show on in the warm-up line, but in all seriousness, they obviously are phenomenal athletes, but the scouts here today want to see, can you play basketball?
Off the miss, Kennedy couldn't grip it. And so it's back to Iowa in a 1-point game early here in the first quarter. Wes Washburn out of northern Iowa, also undrafted in 2016. He gets the starting nod today, and he's trapped in the corner. Selden on the baseline drive, slapped away from him by Kennedy. It'll stay with the energy with 10 to shoot.
Nice unselfish play here, kicks it out. Selden really probably should have shot this ball. He was making the motion after that play there. Maybe over dribble there.
Well, that time he shows no hesitation and knocks it down.
Steps into big-time confidence and knocks it down.
Morris, pocket pass, Kennedy. Low delivery is picked up by Cartier Martin. 7-year NBA vet. Sampson with NBA experience as well, as he kicks it back out to Martin, now with 10 on the timer. Good hands by Johnson, but Iowa still has it, and Washburn has a 3.
That's a tough play for the Vipers. That 50-50 ball down there, and they don't come up with it, and they give up a 3.
JP Tokudo has the answer.
Tokudo, phenomenal athlete. Another guy I want to see be able to knock down shots as he did there, get guarded, and look to make plays off the bounce as well.
So you're saying there's more to being an NBA player than just a warm-up line.
Yeah.
Because he looks good out there, for sure.
No question. He's one of the best, for sure. But unfortunately, it's not just a dunk contest every time. Otherwise, he'd be right there in the mix. But for all these guys, just being able to play basketball, great example right there. That's an excellent pass ahead there. Not over-dribbling, finds the big man coming down the middle for a layup.
Williams set up by Washburn. Payton the second will get an opportunity at a couple of foul shots. And so the break led by Wes Washburn. And if the big men weren't sure whether or not they'd be rewarded by running, this certainly sets the tone.
This is exactly it. As a point guard, the more you can pass the ball ahead, the more everyone else is going to play for you. If you're steady pounding the ball, they're not going to be very happy with that. He makes a great pass ahead. That big guy is going to make some plays for him throughout the game.
So timeout here on the floor. Infection control, I believe. So let's frame it this way. You have 2 games in 5 days at the NBA D-League Showcase, so 2 opportunities. Let's say you come out the first game and you don't play so well. You have 1 more chance. What's the mindset? How do you prepare yourself for that last opportunity?
I honestly think you got to have a short memory either way. You can't get too high or too low. You maybe come out and have a great game and then come out and you're flat the next game. But in that scenario, you come out and have a tough game, you struggle, whether it's scoring, whether it's turnovers, lack of urgency on the defensive end. You have to come out the next game and put that last game aside and, hey, it's a new game, it's a new opportunity, a new moment, because, with those expectations, comes success. With success comes expectations. So you got to come out here and just really try to put that last one behind you and come out with another focus and great approach to the game.
Kennedy taking a seat after the start. Chinanu Anuwaku will replace Kennedy in the lineup, as Payton II will shoot 2.
That's always one of the worst ways to come out of the game. If someone scratches you or you get an elbow and you're bleeding a little bit, you got a good warm-up, you're playing well, or you got a groove, and next thing you got to come out for that, and who knows how long you're out for. I can remember getting elbowed in the eye and blood literally coming out. I had to go back and get stitches. But I got up and down the floor probably 2 or 3 possessions before I came out, kept on wiping it off my face.
Payton the third drills the second, drills a 3. How'd you pull that off? That's a real veteran move.
Yeah, I just kept wiping it, and finally the other guys I'm playing against, they're like, hey, this guy's bleeding, get him out of the game.
Sampson on the baseline. Rebounded there by Johnson. Took it away from Morris.
Yeah, Morris wasn't happy about it either.
Morris driving into the paint. Finger roll off target. It was altered by Sampson, who now brings it across the timeline. Inside Williams. He's mugged to prevent the layup. Good ball movement by the Energy.
Washburn makes an excellent move here. He's run off to the 3-point line, draws 2 defenders and drops it off very nicely.
Iowa with their first winning streak of the season. They won their last game prior to the D-League Showcase, and then a 14-point win over Salt Lake City. Amir Williams out of Ohio State. This is the first free throw.
David, and kind of, alluding to that play there, great ball movement, sharing the ball. Sometimes, guys think, hey, it's a showcase. I got to come out here and get 20 or 30 points to really show what I can do. And that's not the.
Tokido right to the rim and a blocking foul.
I thought he was gonna resort to the warm-up line on that one. Good attack of the basket there. Gets to the free throw line. But to finish that point, guys think that, sometimes you get 20, 30 points, that's going to really get me seen. But that's not the case in every scenario. Sometimes you got to come out and do a lot of the dirty things and some of the things that guys don't want to do to get yourself noticed. The scouts do a really good job of doing their homework and a lot of times know what a player is about coming in here. They want to see you do something a little bit extra, and how else can you provide value to a team?
This showcase is more than just the box score, because everybody's here.
No question about it. No question about it. I mention it all the time. You got to do a lot of things that don't get on a stat sheet or don't get in that box score. Can you get some deflections? Can you play great help side defense? Can you communicate out there with your teammates and make sure everybody's aware of what's going on? Those are the things that really make a difference, and scouts really look forward to seeing for guys that are coming in. They're going to be their 9th, 10th, 11th man on their team.
Jakar Sampson showing a nice touch as Iowa leads by 4. Into Onuaku. Turns. Off the mark. Johnson battling for the offensive rebound. Out to Morris for 3. Onuaku called for the loose ball foul.
Hey, it didn't go the Vipers' way, but I really admire Johnson's competition down there. There are 4 blue jerseys in the paint. He comes up with a strong offensive rebound, creates another opportunity and an extra possession for his team.
Chris Johnson, with experience with 5 different NBA teams, shooting from the outside has not been stellar for Rio Grande Valley, while Iowa's hit 2 of 3 off of good ball movement. Williams driving, slips underneath and scores.
Nice strong move there by Williams. Patient on let the cutter go through. A couple strong bounces to the middle, able to finish.
Tokudo swings it. Quick shot is down. Chris Johnson nails it from 3.
That's great ball movement there. One of the key things about shooting the ball is being ready to shoot. Some guys are out there and they're not ready to shoot. Ball comes to them now, it's like, oh, hey, I have a shot. It's too late. Johnson was there in a shot-ready position as the swing came, was able to knock it down.
Martin. Off the iron, no. Weak side rebound collected by Morris. He's the point guard, so he'll bring it up. He accelerates. Morris gets taken down.
One of the guys from Iowa Energy said he tripped himself. The official had another sight.
It's a good claim. Have you ever committed a foul that you owned up to?
Every single time.
Really?
Every single time.
That was your thing?
That was my thing. I would go and just tell the official, hey, you made an outstanding call there. I appreciate you really just doing your best and giving your all out here today.
So you killed them with kindness.
Oh, man. No, I was one of the worst sarcastic people you would meet. I would say just enough to get my point across, but not get a technical foul.
I see. Transition there for Iowa after Onuaku tried to lob it to the rim and hit the iron. And so that was Baldwin checking in, who we highlighted at the start of the broadcast for his double-double performance of 18 points and 12 assists. But for now, it's Amir Williams that is trekking back to the line for a pair of free throws.
You're right, Baldwin had a great game. He's a guy who has all the tools to be a great point guard in the NBA. Just looking for him to continue to sustain that type of play throughout the process in every single game and every practice. And this is a great opportunity to really hone your skills here. Obviously there with the Grizzlies and Mike Conley, there's a guy ahead of him who does it at a high level. I can see him being a tremendous backup there for the Grizzlies.
Tokudo off the miss. Approaching the midway point. Transition. Payton soars to the rim.
This athleticism out here is uncanny here.
Good start for Payton, who scored very early right off the tip. Strong move there by Selden to answer.
Really strong move. He's a big, strong body. Carries the defender all the way to the rim with him.
First miss in 4 attempts for Payton from the field. Morris swings it inside and pours spacing. When we return, Akil Augustine, the third member of our broadcast crew, will be heard from. Gary Payton has already been heard from with this monster slam here in the first quarter.
Welcome back to the D-League Showcase. The Iowa Energy up 3 on Rio Grande Valley. Quickly, update for you guys. Do remember the top 25 D-League prospects who are here to showcase their talents for the 30 NBA teams, plus international scouts that are present, are always posted on NBADleague.com. In this game, we've got two very special players. Number 17, Chris Johnson of the Vipers, a former NBA D-League All-Star and champion who spent time with 5 different NBA teams. And also, as you guys mentioned earlier on the broadcast, Wayne Selden, who led Kansas to the Elite 8 last year as a junior, decided to skip the rest of school, spent the preseason with the Grizzlies, and now he's hooping with the Energy. So remember, always NBADleague.com keeps you up to date on the next potential NBA players. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Akil. Prospect watch list updated weekly. Top 25 always announced, with Briante Weber currently the #1 player according to that list, who will be in action later today against the Los Angeles Defenders. Johnson at the line after the drive to the hoop. Product of Dayton, came out in the 2012 draft.
Johnson off to a really solid start here with 5 points and 5 rebounds already. His activity, this is, again, one of those things we're talking about, you know, changing the game without necessarily having the ball looking to score it. This is a guy with 5 rebounds already.
Baldwin and Chavis out there with Selden, Wisnett, and Riley. Baldwin leans in, left it short. Joshua Smith claims the rebound. First quarter action from Mississauga, Ontario. Payton whips it inside, and it's blocked away. So for someone like Wade Baldwin, who is under NBA contract, what can he gain from this experience in the D-League?
Just that, you know, the experience, there's no replacement for it. You know, if he's obviously with an NBA team and not getting significant minutes, this is an opportunity to come out and hone his skills as a point guard, whether it's working on a pick and roll situation, learning to defend his position, learning to get his teammates in position to run a set, both on the offensive end and then on the defensive end, you got to get people in good position as well. So at that point guard position, there's a lot of expectation, a lot of responsibility. These are things he can work on at this level here.
Smith called for the loose ball foul as he pushed the opposition away. And as we were having our discussion about Baldwin, Troy Williams for Iowa checking in, also on assignment after making the Grizzlies out of training camp.
He's another big-time talented guy coming out of IU. I was able to see him quite a bit playing for the Hoosiers. And that shot there is something that they want to see go down at a consistent level. He's a phenomenal athlete, really good slasher, can get to the rim and finish, but knocking down open jump shots will be key for him.
Lead is 4 for Iowa after the jumper by Williams. Tokudo catch and shoot. J.P. Tokudo stepping out beyond the arc.
Big-time Carolina standout there.
Here he is in the open floor. Tokudo dunks it.
Tokudo putting his footprint on the game right now. Really good job of just being down and sitting down in a good defensive position. Had his hand out there in the passing lane and able to come up with a steal.
Tokudo with the chance to guard an NBA player. And Baldwin called for the offensive foul as Tokudo doing it on both ends.
Great steal here. Pushes out there. He gets all the way down the floor with 2 bounces from three-quarter court.
Into Smith, #1 in field goal percentage in the league. Missed that.
I see why he's #1. Did you see where he caught that ball?
Chavis +1.
Again, we talked about the value of passing the ball ahead. Instead of dribbling the ball, he catches it 1 bounce and he gets in a layup right there with the and 1. All right, 3 just checked into the game. I really want to see him get out on the break. He was really impressive in the warm-up line. And an undersized guy at that.
Former competitor in the dunk contest. and won it a couple of years ago.
I'm not surprised by what I saw in the game.
You could have picked that out on your own.
No question.
Smith against Riley. Good defense by Riley. Chavis makes the extra feed. What an adjustment by Williams in midair.
That's an awesome finish right there by Williams. That's the athleticism we're talking about, an ability to finish. Catching that ball midair, off balance, running full speed, and he finishes the layup there.
The type of play in transition that's worth another look. Troy Williams on assignment from Memphis. Pretty finish here in Mississauga. Rio Grande Valley was impressive in the warm-up line, and they brought it here to the first quarter.
Hey, it must be nice to be a fan down there at Rio Grande Valley, because they're putting on a show already in this game. I'm sure they're doing it throughout the entire season. And if I remember correctly, that's a good place to play in terms of their fan support. They do a great job of coming out and supporting that team. And they're probably getting a few more fans after these guys, signed on.
Pair of slams for Peyton, the last one from Tokido after a steal. Chris Walker has just checked in. He's a high flyer as well. Pivots in the paint, left it short. Defended well by Chavis. Wisnet for three.
He stepped into that with major confidence in transition. Might want to get to him.
7-point lead for Iowa. Largest of the afternoon. Iowa looking to run. Here's Baldwin. Baldwin, a first-round draft pick out of Vanderbilt. Leaving after his sophomore season in which he was a second-team All-SEC selection. Threet gets called for the foul as he slapped the arm of Baldwin.
Taking a look at that previous play coming down in transition, he steps into that with big-time confidence. Again, shot-ready position. Williams hits him on time and on target.
Baldwin trying to duplicate his effort here at the showcase after 18 points, 12 assists. Third assignment with Iowa this season.
Really strong play there to the basket off the pick and roll. Again, the pick and roll is a major part of the pro game, throughout the entire game. And really when you're closing the game, teams often go to a pick and roll play. Want to see him be able to do that.
Baldwin recovers. Bounce pass. Wide of Williams. And now it's Rio Grande Valley in transition. Johnson to the rim.
Johnson with a really nice finish. Nice little Euro step there. Vipers change into the floors really quickly.
Final minute 15 of the first quarter. Good roll of the basket for Chavis, and it's a block, but a foul.
That's a really nice pass. Comes off of a stagger screen, got a slip to the basket, throws it over the top of the defense there.
It's got to say something about Iowa in a game in which you're trying to showcase yourself, that part of that process is being unselfish.
That's exactly right. As we were talking about earlier in terms of guys, in some cases thinking, hey, I got to go out and get 20, 30 points and forcing shots. You just look, frankly, you just look bad, playing like that. In this case, scouts want to see you. Can you come out and play basketball? Can you come out and play the right way in terms of, if I have two defenders on me, I move the ball and find an open teammate to where they can be effective. Trying to force bad shots against 2 and 3 defenders does yourself no good.
Chavis, a rookie out of Hampton. Lead is back to 8. 3 crossover. Takes on 3 defenders. Puts it on the rim and in. Delay of game as 3 touched the ball after it came through the net.
Speaking of going against 3 defenders, but this is a really strong finish. He's at the rim. Confidence in his ability. Takes the contact and finishes.
Threet now defending Baldwin.
And when guys who are on, D-League contracts and other guys come down from assignment, they want to step up to the challenge there and show that they belong.
Sampson commits the foul. He slows down Payton, and immediately the referees will take a look to see if it should be a clear path foul. Could have potentially been a 3-on-0 break.
Yeah, he just deprived the people here in the arena of a show that was coming.
30-24 in favor of the Energy. A 6-point lead over the Vipers, as we now see the officials taking a look to determine whether or not it's a clear path foul. It's one of the 15 replay triggers if the foul was from behind. It was in the court location in which a clear path foul can be called, and I think it's going to be a question or not of whether or not 6 in blue Wisnet was ahead or behind of the play.
Yeah, and there's someone ahead of Payton. Can't see who it is, but he may have an impact on the call as well.
So Sampson committing the foul. That's 16 on Payton, who's trying to run out and was going to have ample support in that process. We know the foul's on Jakar Sampson, but is it a common foul or a clear path foul? That's part of what we are determining during the official review. That is coming with 40 seconds to go. Sampson, an interesting story, as he was somebody that was undrafted in 2014. Played his first year with Philadelphia. Got assignments to the D-League as an NBA player. Lasted a year and a half with the 76ers. When his tenure was over at the end of last season, got picked up by Denver. And now this is his first full year in the D-League, looking to get back. And what's that like? You've tasted it. You've been in the NBA. You have a young 2-year career. And now you're in the D-League wanting to get back.
Yeah, I've traveled that same path, a couple different times, and you're trying to find your way. Obviously, you're here in the D League, playing with your team there. You've been in the NBA. It's just, hey, how do I get back there? What do I need to do? How do I need to hone my skills, or what do I need to work on? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? And just really having those conversations with, your coach. Hopefully you have your solid agent who's working hard for you and has a great connections and communication with management, and they're able to communicate what they're looking to see more of or less of.
So a clear path foul was determined. 2 shots in the ball for Payton. First one lips out.
And just looking here, the Energy are lighting it up from the field right now. 11 for 15, shooting 73%, and with just a 5-point lead here.
Have you found a statistic that would counter that?
I can't. Turnovers are about even. Points off of turnovers are about even.
Johnson off the curl. Payton keeps it alive. Kennedy driving in off the back of the iron, but free throws.
Payton climbs the ladder again, goes way up top to get this offensive rebound. Again, gets his team another opportunity. Good strong move to the basket here. Got a chance for 2.
Final half minute of the first quarter. JP Tokido has returned to the lineup in favor of Jarvis Threet. It's one dunker for another.
They have plenty of them, that's for sure.
Kennedy 1 of 2. He had to leave earlier because of the bleeding on his left arm. Now wearing a bandage. Shot clock winding down. Sampson from 3. Off the side of the iron.
Probably a little early on that shot. Maybe could have burned a little bit more clock. And the Vipers get a good look.
from Peyton, but it's no good. Good positioning here by Chievous to end the first quarter, in which there was high theatrics from Rio Grande Valley at the rim, but the energy efficient and leading 30-26 with 1 quarter in the books at the 2017 NBA D-League Showcase. Ready for the start of the second quarter. You would think that a shooting percentage of near 70% from the field would produce a larger lead than 4, but the energy just up 30-26.
Yeah, this is a little bit confusing. The free throws, everything is just about even, but yeah, they're able to keep it within 5.
Vipers 9 of 25 from the field, 11 of 16 for the Energy. With Eddie Gill, I'm David Resnick. Akil Augustine, the 3rd member of our broadcast team, welcoming you back to the Hershey Center in Mississauga, Ontario. Day 4 of the NBA D-League Showcase. Onuaku attacking Williams, and he's going to the line.
Yeah, the post position is an interesting position, especially for the bigs. Defensively, we're talking about a lot of times these guys are waiting for a guy to get to the box, and then they decide, oh, hey, now I'm going to guard him. It is too late. These guys are too big, too strong, too athletic, and in many cases too skilled for you to try to defend them at that point. It's too late. You're only there for the foul or to just watch a guy score.
When he did that in the NBA earlier this year, Onuaku is on assignment from Houston. He became the first player to attempt an underhanded free throw since Rick Barry.
And he's got it.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, if it's going in, I don't care how you shoot it. Especially from the free throw line. But credit to him for doing that and not really caring at all what others may think or make fun or anything like that. He's doing what works for him.
Selden from 3, rips the net.
Nice stroke there on that shot.
3, pump fake. Tokido uses the screen. Tokido open. Sampson goes low. Tokido gets it back. Look away. Onuaku. Defended well by Williams, and the rebound.
Again, Johnson making that extra effort. Giving the Vipers another opportunity. Didn't come up with it, but loved the effort.
Washburn draws the foul.
Washburn doing a nice job rejecting the pick and roll there, attacking the hip. The defender is completely out of position.
Washburn out of northern Arizona. Your last of 3 collegiate stops was at Weber State. Mid-major guys play with a chip on their shoulder at the next level?
Yeah, absolutely, at every level. Especially when you get to when you see those quote-unquote big boys in the tournament. I was fortunate enough as a junior to go to the tournament and play against North Carolina, and Ed Cota was the point guard at the time, and I couldn't wait for it. I couldn't wait for it, and I'm sure these guys are always looking for those opportunities to play against guys who are playing at these quote-unquote big schools.
Pretty move by Morris after the open floor steal.
But it's settings like this, and obviously in the NBA, when things start to even out and you really see that, the difference between a mid-major and a high-major school and the quality of player, in a lot of cases, it's really close.
Nice bounce pass by Selden, but Washburn didn't look at the basket. Now Selden falling away at the end of the shot clock, forced it up. Morris, a little defense. The ball fake for offense. Off the glass, and Johnson slammed it in.
They just live above the rim. Johnson really getting it done here today. 9 points and 7 rebounds already.
Washburn, no good. Anuaku the high rebound. Now it's 3. Taking the contact, high off the glass, no. Sampson wanted to run. He was slowed down by Tokido.
Pace is picking up here. One thing is a lot of one-on-one basketball right now, though. I'd like to see both teams move the ball a little bit more than they have in these last couple possessions. We talked a lot about Johnson here in the first half. Again, creating the extra opportunities for his team. Defender asleep, and he just comes in and jumps over everybody.
Standing at 6'6", but a wingspan of 6'11". Helpful.
Very helpful. He's got some gifts out there, and he's maximizing those gifts.
Martin fading away. Selden wanted a putback, but he was boxed out. Just underway in the second quarter. Morris draws the foul as Washburn was a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, Washburn looked like he was in pretty good position. Sure, he's not very happy about that call there.
Just his first personal. Morris, kick out. Here's Johnson, a 3.
He's got it going here today. Great penetration there and kick out to find an open shooter there.
Sampson on the pull-up early in the shot clock, and he drained it.
That was an I dare you moment there. No one stepped up to guard him. He just walks into an elbow jumper.
Just a 1-point game here in the second quarter. Thrown to Anuaku, but stolen by Selden. Selden driving his way to the basket. Sampson follows with authority.
Saw him timing that up the entire time. He's just following Selden to the rim. No one there to box him out.
We've been talking a lot about Rio Grande Valley playing above the rim, but there are springs in the shoes of Sampson.
That's right. Look at him crash it. No one's there. Acrobatic finish there.
With how open that lane was, I think Sampson would have been upset with the made layup.
Oh, exactly. Please miss it. That's what he was saying as he's coming in. Please miss, please miss. You got to take care of Selden for that one later on.
Kellen Dunham checking in for the first time this quarter. Tokido with good hands. Tokido to the rim.
Really impressed with Tokido's ability to get in the passing lanes, active hands, getting deflection. There's 2 steals for him already.
Sampson stripped. Good hands by Anuaku, but Sampson sticks with it and throws it down.
That's what happens when you don't give up on a play there.
Morris the other way. Sampson is playing hard.
This is a motor is something that just can't be replaced here. You know, the guy makes a great defensive play against him. He continues to play with it. They don't come up with it. Comes up with the finish.
You talked a lot about things that don't show up in the box score. He got his 2 points there. That does. But what led him to those 2 points, sometimes if you lose the ball, you're sulking, you're not paying attention, you're not running back. Sampson's doing all the little things so far in the first half.
That's exactly right. I always talk about basketball is a game. In order to be effective, you have to get from one play to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. It just doesn't stop, you know, unless obviously there's a timeout. But a play like that, he very easily could have complained for a foul or just pouted or whatever the case may be, but he keeps on playing, comes up with a big-time finish.
Now he steps outside. Tokido weak side. Quick outlet to 3. Rio Grande Valley can extend its lead. Threet, offensive rebound, weaving between traffic.
Yeah, Threet probably should have pulled that one out. Did a nice job getting offensive rebound, but forced the shot there.
Catch and shoot. Martin.
Cartier Martin, big time experience. He knows what it takes to get to the NBA. He's been there, been successful on both the NBA level and the D-League level.
Iowa reclaims the lead right back. Defense shading off of Morris, getting his own miss, leans in and hits off glass. Might have banged knees with Martin playing defense.
Really impressed with the extra effort that guys are showing here right now.
Low feed stolen away. Payton up to Morris. Good block, but the recovery by Payton staying with the play.
Exactly, Payton, look what I found. Just falls in his lap. Morris, maybe one or two dribbles too many, gets the shot blocked. Payton's there to pick it up.
So it was structured in the first quarter, and that has gone out the window. Up and down action here in the second as Rio Grande Valley leads by 2. Let's take a look at the upcoming NBA D-League national TV schedule. 2 more games coming your way later today, and then the 5-day showcase wraps up tomorrow with the final 3 games of the week. For more on these games, please go to NBADleague.com or visit the NBA D-League app. A 22-game journey is almost coming to a close.
It's been a great week. Showcase has been great for these guys. I think the scouts have been pleased with what they're seeing. Guys are really taking advantage of it, playing hard, and leaving it all out there on the floor. I think that's the biggest thing. You can't walk away from the game and say, I didn't play as hard as I should have.
Walker driving, using the left hand to score.
Really tough finish. A lot of guys, when they're defending, they think they're playing good defense when their hands just go straight up in the air and they're just running alongside a guy. I've worked with some kids a little bit in Indianapolis, Indiana, and have an AAU team. And I always tell them, when you put your hands just straight up in the air, you're telling the offense, hey, come score on me. You got to sit down in the stance and keep a guy in front of you, keep your chest in front of a guy, and be able to play with some physicalness.
Baldwin scored on the last possession. Handling here. Short for Sheldon. And now it's 3. Up ahead, Payton. Back to 3. Payton follows.
He jumps with such ease at that size. I don't know where it comes from. I played against his dad, Gary Payton Sr., and he didn't have that.
He was low to the ground, wasn't he?
He was low to the ground. He was effective. Don't get me wrong. He's a guy who wasn't the greatest athlete, but definitely knew how to play. One of the greatest point guards to play the game.
Chavis wanted a big stuff, but Walker denied him.
Yeah, Walker said no such luck.
Transition hoop for Rio Grande Valley. That's 3. Baldwin pushing back, hangs, gets his own miss, looks for the reverse. 3 on 2. Behind the back for Morris. No. There's Payton again.
Guess who? He does it so easy. The thing about it, his disposition, the way he moves around on the floor, it looks as though he's not capable of something like this. He moves around really smooth, which his dad did do. He's a really smooth player. But this guy just jumps off, just explodes off the floor.
I guess he got his athleticism from his mom then, right?
I'm assuming so. There's somebody else in the family, because his dad was not doing anything of the sort like this. But, like I said, his dad was one of the greatest point guards to play the game. Absolute lockdown defender. He didn't get the nickname the glove for no reason. And obviously will give you the business on the opposite end of the floor as well. He was, the one of the guys who was the best, two-way players in the game at his time.
We saw the stat that he's got 12 first-half points at one point this year. December 3rd, he poured in 51 in a single game. One of the best single-game outputs in D-League history.
Yeah, 51. I don't care where you're playing. That's lighting it up.
6-point lead for Rio Grande Valley. Largest lead of the game for the Vipers. Williams on the crossover, stripped. Ball loose. Chavis. Bullet pass for Williams.
Those plays kill you. Those 50-50 balls you can't come up with, and then you give up a layup or a dunk on the other end.
Morris through the legs on the step back. Amir Williams to Troy Williams. Chavis had position, but the pass was wild. Walker leans in and wanted a foul.
Oh, may have gotten away with a travel there.
Here comes Williams on the reverse, no good. Walker again inside, this time drawing the foul and a chance for three. Chris Walker has been aggressive. Impressive play so far, Eddie.
Absolutely. Big time finish there by Walker. Attacking hard there.
Second-year head coach for Rio Grande Valley, Matt Brazzi, telling his team earlier today that effort is needed on both ends of the floor.
We got to talk. We got to be the level of the screen. We got to box out. All five have the rebound on the defense side before we take off, okay? No leak outs. Let's make sure we secure it before we get out.
That's what you were talking about earlier, Eddie, where you think that you have the ball and then you give it up and give up an easy lay-in. Coach Brazzi saying there, let's not get out and run too quickly. Let's make sure we have the ball.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And those are the plays that are game-winning plays. You got to be solid, complete a possession. Complete a possession. You play good defense. If there's a loose ball on the floor, dive on it, jump on it, grab it. Secondly, rebound the ball.
Tokido pump fake. +1. JP Tokido with a pretty move to the rack.
And we talked about this great percentage, that the energy that they've been shooting throughout the entire half. Yet they in this position right now, they're down 10. I'm looking at offensive rebounds here. It is 12-1. They've given up 12 offensive rebounds here.
Overall numbers 2-1, 28 to what now is 15, but prior to it exactly 2/3 as Rio Grande Valley +10 on this run to take a 10-point lead. Baldwin drives. Nice English on the basketball to have it spin in.
And this is a big point of emphasis for the scouts here. Want to see how teams can close a quarter, see how individual players and obviously the teams close the quarter. It's something that coaches really look at. Really important for teams to be able to close the quarters and halves in a strong way. A lot of times these can make the difference in the game.
So let's chart it. +8 here for Rio Grande Valley. Kick out to Peyton.
Really good D by Energy.
3 on the timer on the Morris drive. Loose ball foul called against Iowa.
Got 2 shots, 2. Hey, Demo.
Iowa's over the limit, and so Chris Johnson, in a tremendous bounce-back performance, is at the line. In the Vipers' first game of the showcase, had just 3 points on 1 of 7 shooting, 1 rebound, and prior to this free throw, has 12 points and 7 rebounds. Don't want to miss a D-League game this season? Head over to Facebook Live for every night of D-League action. Facebook Live, your home for live D-League hoops.
You know, we're talking about the Vipers with those offensive rebounds. They have 12. Johnson, had it not been for this foul, he may have gotten another one. He has 7 rebounds, and 4 of those are on the offensive end.
Lead is to 10 for Rio Grande Valley. Baldwin uses the screen down the right side of the lane. Bounce pass to the corner, and it's a good-looking 3 for Wayne Selden.
That is a big-time pass by Baldwin, a pro pass right there. Those are the plays you got to make. Great pick and roll there, drive and attack. They stop him. He jumps out of bounds, makes a great pass.
Good ball movement leads to Morris draining a three.
That's it. It's a simple game. We don't always play it that simply. But if you can move the ball, have some good player movement and attack when those opportunities are there, you'll find some good shot opportunities.
Baldwin loses his balance down. Battle for the rebound inside Sampson. Wanted a foul. Rio Grande Valley with the advantage. Johnson, pump fake, and the lay-in.
And Iowa Energy asking the refs for calls, and the Vipers are playing.
We talked about the last 2 minutes of this quarter, and during that conversation, the Vipers were up 8. Here they are up 12, taking advantage here.
They're going to get a look here, another look here after this shot if they rebound it.
Loose ball foul against Rio Grande Valley. Their first foul under 2 minutes, and so it is baseline out of bounds.
Nice job by Martin there. Attacking the glass, going to try to get an offensive rebound. He forces a foul.
Make that sideline out. Baldwin.
Nice pass.
For an open three. And Terry Wisnett knocks it down. Johnson does not get this shot off in time.
That's a difference maker there. They're down 12 at the time. Baldwin makes a great play to the paint, kicks it out for an open three.
Good note there for Iowa, but the first half belonging to Rio Grande Valley, a 66-57 lead, and a strong bounce back first half for Chris Johnson, who is standing by with our Akil Augustine.
Here with Chris Johnson, big half for you guys up right now. You've got about 4 offensive rebounds. Is that something you guys noted in the game plan or just a result of the aggressiveness?
That's something we got in our game plan. We're one of the best offensive rebound teams in the league, so we just want to come out and attack.
For yourself, you're in front of the 30 NBA scouts. One of the guys highlighted as the potential NBA level guy. What are you hoping to show these scouts today?
Leadership. Just on the court and off the court. Talking to my teammates. Executing down the stretch, and doing whatever I can to help my team win.
Well, you're doing as much as you can so far. Best of luck in the second half.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, David.
Thanks so much, Akil. At one point in this first half, Iowa had an 8-point lead, but Chris Johnson leading the comeback effort. It's a 9-point lead for the Vipers at the break from the 2017 NBA D-League Showcase. Getting ready for the second half, but first half stats with a 66-57 lead in favor of Rio Grande Valley. And while Iowa's shooting over 56%, the difference, at least part of the reason why the Vipers are up, plus 13 on the boards.
That's the major difference there. Their activity on the glass, especially on the offensive end, and then on the defensive end, they're holding energy to one shot, and that's it. That's the difference, and that's something that they have to focus on, the energy that is, if they want to get back into this game.
You see the numbers there bear out in terms of the points in the paint. They're getting the offensive rebounds, and they're right around the rim. And that guy, Gary Payton II, with a series of highlight reel dunks. He's been incredibly active in the first half.
Really strong half, 14.7 rebounds. And they're just playing. They're free-flowing playing, and he's coming up with big plays throughout the game. This is something as an evaluator you want to see, the energy, the players, the individual players on the team. Who wants to step up and compete hard here, especially on the defensive, on the defensive backboard. Keep the Vipers off the glass.
Washman, miscommunication with Sampson. What stood out to you about Jakar Sampson in the first half?
He's one who did have supreme activity and effort. He has a great motor. Obviously, extremely athletic, making big plays up and around the rim. But more than anything, I love his motor. I mean, I'm a guy who really is encouraged when I see another another guy other players have big time motor. That's something you can't coach, you can't teach it.
Wes Washburn running the point guard spot. Amir Williams and now Cartier Martin. Consecutive turnovers by the Energy to open up the half.
Trying to make the right play. Just timing is a little bit off there. Miscommunication on a couple plays, but again, got to play through it.
Offensive foul. A legal screen set prior to the three-point field goal from Darius Morris.
Yeah, it just steps right into him, clears him out pretty good.
Cartier Martin dribbles in the corner against Chris Johnson. Sampson against JP Tokido. Sampson gets to the block, but can't finish.
Really strong move there. Just got to come up with a finish.
Tokido, dump off. Onuaku.
Big time play by Tokido. Good shot fake at the three-point line. Attack dribble, draws another defender, and drops it off to the big.
Battle for the rebound. Loose ball foul against Iowa. And Tokido is a player who was one of the final cuts from the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I like his play, his athleticism, his activity defensively. I think there's a place for him in the NBA. Just has to stick with it, keep on doing what he's doing. Again, another play, driving, and attacks there. Gets an extra defender and drops it off. These guys are doing a really good job of drawing two and dropping it off to the open teammate.
Onuaku there from Morris. Onuaku playing good defense. Johnson to Onuaku. The flip is no good.
Onuaku had outstanding position down there, sealed the defender.
Selden on the baseline, sees a cutting Sampson for the layup.
Nice pass, nice cut. It's a way to play without the ball there. A lot of guys sometimes get stuck standing when someone else has the ball. Sampson makes a great cut.
Morris to Onuaku, who is vying for his third dunk of the quarter. Onuaku did not start the game, but he began the third quarter on the floor, and he has been featured.
Yeah, the Vipers are doing a tremendous job of just getting to the paint right now. Energy have to do a better job of guarding what we call the first bounce. The Vipers are getting straight line drives, and there's no help for straight line drives. You know, the guy's either going to lay it in, or the defense steps up, and again they're able to drop it off for guys shooting layups and dunks. Those are high percentage shots for some high flyers. You know, these guys are going to finish those shots or get to the free throw line. Again, the Energy just have to do a better job of containing the ball and defending that first bounce.
Up until recently, there were two Onuakus in the NBA. Chinanu's older brother, Arenze, started the year with Orlando. Selden. Right back the other way. Morris off the bounce from Payton. Three is short. Williams passes out of the post to Sampson. Jakar Sampson takes the contact and banks it in with the left hand.
Really good patience there by Sampson.
Morris baseline gets caught. Skip pass is broken up. 8 on the timer for Payton. He skips it back to Tokido. Williams has the rebound.
Each team, they're just kind of playing with pace here. They're not calling any sets, really.
Tokido to steal and save. Tempo for Morris. Taking on Selden. William has the rebound, and here comes Iowa trailing by 7. Hope you don't have motion sickness.
Yeah, this is what you call a track meet on a basketball court. like I said, there's no sets being called, just coming out and getting up and down. Guy checking into the game right now, Kellen Dunham. He's an Indiana guy, went to Butler University, started a high school called Pendleton Heights. This guy can light it up. He can light it up, but I'm anxious to see how he plays in this type of format here. He's a guy who needs some sets run for him so he can run off some screens and be effective. This track meet here, he's going to have to find a spot on the floor that open up and look for penetration and kick.
Also coming in with Baldwin. Martin catch and shoot. Off the iron twice and down to Onuaku. Johnson driving, kick out three. Wants three. No good. Onuaku keeps it alive, but for Baldwin.
There he is.
In transition. Short on the three.
Those are the shot opportunities he's going to get in this type of game right now. He's going to have to sprint to the line, get himself in a shot-ready position, and let it go.
Undrafted in 2016.
He can really stroke it, though. He's the type of guy in a right system. He may be able to provide some value there.
Onuaku takes one dribble, tries to force it to three. 9 on the timer for the Vipers. Onuaku on assignment from Houston for the 4th time this season. Second round draft pick this past year. Tokido, stripped, Tokido recollects. Chavis has the rebound, looking for Baldwin, sprinting to the rim and contact. Foul committed by Threet.
Baldwin changed ends of the floor there, didn't he? That's great speed. Nice outlet pass, and he gets to the rim really quickly. Threet had no choice but to foul him there.
What do you think of his ability to lead a team?
I think at this point he can. He's definitely shown it, especially in his last game. He's capable of it. What we want to see now is just the consistency of it. Right? We want to be out as a point guard. You got to do this all the time. You know, it's not something that you turn on and off in order to be effective, especially at the highest level. Playing in the NBA, you have to be a leader out there, night in and night out. Like I said, he's more than capable of shooting the ball, creating opportunities for teammates, facilitating an offense. He can defend his position. Again, just want to see it every single night, every single time he steps on the floor, because he's more than capable of doing it.
Wade Baldwin, one of the record number of assignments this season. 74 different players, an all-time record. And with 257 overall assignments, well on pace to shatter that mark as well. Three, counted, +1. Difficult delivery.
Really nice play by Threet. That's good patience by the Vipers throughout this entire possession. The energy have dropped back into a zone the last 2 possessions. They did a really good job of moving that ball around. Threet took an opportunity to attack there and got the basket.
And a technical foul called as well.
Not sure who they called it on.
It was called on Baldwin, and Coach Cyprian saying, Wade was just talking to me. That wasn't directed to anybody. Not sure if that case is really being heard.
I'm going to give it a 50-50 chance of that it was directed towards the official or the coach. I've been in that situation a couple times.
Who's ever closest, right?
Yeah, exactly. And after the comment is made, the coaches always say, hey, he's talking to me.
Three, between the legs, driving. It was called against Threet using the offhand. Vipers matching up as Iowa will bring it up the floor, trailing by 8.
I think the Vipers have outplayed the energy here, but the energy are definitely still in the game and have an opportunity to get even closer and potentially take a lead here.
Chavis spinning out to Baldwin, driving off the three-point line into traffic, kick out Chavis. Weak side rebound collected by Johnson as he continues his bounce back showcase performance.
Really strong performance here by Johnson with 16 and 10 right now.
Morris to the rim, using the window.
That's too easy. Can't let a guy go from the three-point line to the rim and lay it in.
Wisnett on the cut. No connection there. Darius Morris with 23 points. First time in the showcase. He's got 14 tonight, thanks to this slithery move to the rim. Come play with the NBA. The Junior NBA, presented by Under Armour, is the league's youth basketball participation program that teaches the fundamentals and values of the game at the grassroots level to help grow and improve the youth basketball experience for players, coaches, and parents. Learn more and join today at juniornba.com. Some young fans enjoying the D-League Showcase here from Mississauga, Ontario. 75-65, Rio Grande Valley by 10. Hanuaku inside, Tokido on the good find.
Nice job. I'm really impressed with the Vipers' patience there. The energy have kind of gone to a zone to slow them down a little bit. They've been patient with it. That particular possession there, got the ball inside to Onuaku. He makes a really nice pass to Tokido.
Chavis on the move. Dunham. Johnson another rebound, extending his double-double. Johnson short on a three. Good tap to Williams, and here's Baldwin. Baldwin running off balance, but a foul.
Good job in transition here by Baldwin. Gets a little tripped up. Finds himself 2 free throw opportunities.
He'll take it. Something that Scott Howard Cooper said during our halftime conversation about the synergy between parent club and D-League affiliate. You have Wade Baldwin on assignment from Memphis. A couple years ago, the Energy became singularly affiliated with the Grizzlies, changed their team colors to match that of Memphis.
Yeah, there's great value in that one-to-one relationship. You know, that NBA team has their hands on it and kind of can, you know, manipulate the D-League team as they see fit, and especially as they have assignments they go down, and that communication is great.
Certainly becoming an asset that more and more teams want. 22 franchises, 8 more to go. 2 already announced. Dunham slashing to the basket.
Really nice cut there again. Dunham's defender there got caught ball watching with his head turned. Dunham does a really nice job of cutting to the basket. Great pass there also.
First year out of Butler.
We see the kind of energy just put a run together. They're just kind of just hanging around, but you know the leads, you know, seems in between 8 to 12 points throughout the most of this game here. Can they string some stops together, come down and get baskets is the question.
Onuaku gets a breather. Chris Walker returning. Iowa certainly within striking distance, down 8. 4:20 left, third quarter. Walker, kick out, Tokido. Walker gets it back. Gets Williams in the air, but Walker traveled.
Did come out with a nice set there, good ball movement. Moved those feet a little prematurely.
So Williams is out, replaced by Selden, so the energy very small with the lineup.
That's not going to help them keep these guys, the Vipers, off the offensive rebounds.
Say something. Talk to me.
although they have been a little bit better this third quarter here.
Into Selden, fading away. Offensive rebound and putback. Chavis.
Chavis says he has an offensive rebound of his own. He wants to grab.
So much for the rebounding being hurt by Williams being on the bench.
Yeah, this is just an extra effort play. It has nothing to do with talent or ability. This is just an extra effort here. Who wants it? He lets them know about it too.
Hold on, we're going to review that. Everyone to the bench. We're going to review that. Everyone to the bench.
So off of the lineup, players getting tangled, and immediately a call to review things.
Looks like something between Walker and Baldwin on the free throw line there.
So right along the lane, looking for the rebound. The officials will first conference and then go to the replay monitor. And this seems to be a situation where they want to take a look at an elbow and see if it was above the shoulder. Didn't really appear to be a call first on the floor, so we'll wait to see what the initial ruling is.
That was the interesting part. He blew the whistle just to say, hey, we're going to review this. But what are we reviewing? Typically, they make a call and then go back and say, is it a common foul, is it a flagrant, or whatever the case may be. Here it is here.
So Baldwin and Walker of Iowa and Rio Grande Valley, respectively.
I don't see a whole lot there. Baldwin is aggressive to get the rebound here, and Walker looks like he didn't like it. Baldwin does step in hard, but okay.
Guess part of the question for Walker was that a reflex or something worse?
Yeah, with the right hand.
Shielding off Baldwin as he comes into his body. We're taking a look at exactly what our officiating crew is able to observe.
Yeah, but the official has to make a commitment right there on the call and then review it. You know, I never seen you blow the whistle and then now we're going to go review without any specific call being made.
Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. It appears the actions of Chris Walker are being reviewed as he got tangled with Wade Baldwin. It's about the development of players, but referees as well. Every new referee since 2002 that has worked in the NBA has come from the D-League, and the replay triggers that you would see on the next level, it's exactly the same down here at the D-League level. It's a little different than what NBA fans would be accustomed to at the next level in terms of the replay center and Secaucus being involved and seeing a shot of this big control room with monitors everywhere. Our officials are relying on our terrific crew in the truck at the different angles that we're able to see and create, and they'll make the decision right here on the floor.
Yeah, the fundamentals are the same, and like you said, they're out here working hard and trying to, you know, get to the next level as well. This particular play, I don't see a whole lot. I hope they don't, you know, eject either player or anything like that. You know, hey, these guys are out here competing hard. Baldwin's in there trying to battle and get an offensive rebound and, you know, bring his team back into it. And Walker's obviously trying to do the same.
So there's a new rule instituted this year that replays have to be kept within 75 seconds, except for instances like this where a flagrant might be assessed. So they're taking their time and making sure. It's a showcase. You don't want to take somebody off the floor unless they really deserve it. And we will hear what decision has been rendered. And it appears that it is a flagrant one that is called. So unnecessary contact.
So the flagrant one is on Baldwin. Can't say that I'm a big fan of this call. you want to call a common foul because he pushed the guy hard on the rebound. Great, but not a flagrant foul.
So Walker getting a pair of free throws here. And so the officials didn't find anything wrong in the way that he reacted to the push. And so said earlier that we were judging or evaluating the actions of Walker, and perhaps it was really more so looking at what Baldwin did, or collectively the entire sequence. Should have painted it like that.
Yeah, I will say this is one of the few cases where the first guy who makes the initiation, he pays for it. A lot of times it's the second, it's the retaliation that guys get themselves in trouble. They retaliate to a play, and that's the guy who gets in trouble. But
Terrence should take note, right?
Exactly right. Anyway, we play on, and hopefully these guys get back into a rhythm and continue to compete hard.
Johnson falling away. Battle for the rebound. Here comes Baldwin. Crossover. Kick out. Dunham off the pump fake. Has two.
Really nice extra pass there. Dunham with a textbook shot fake. He knows they're going to try to run him off that three-point line. He gets a nice pull-up.
3:05 to go, third quarter.
Looks like the energy a little bit energized over there. Hence the name. Their bench is up and trying to get those guys on the court a little bit excited about what's happening here.
Everybody is under a lot of pressure to perform, but if you look at Kellen Dunham, he knows if he doesn't make shots, he's coming out. Look inside. Nice finish for Chivas.
Really nice pass ball. Baldwin, great finish. Bring up a good point about Dunham. But with that said, there's got to be some opportunity there for you. You know, if there's not being sets run for you, or in this type of game, he has to depend on someone else to create and make a play for him. He's not going to get the ball and just go one-on-one himself.
The lead is 8 for Rio Grande Valley. It'll stay with Iowa when we return. But the Vipers maintaining a lead. It's been about Morris and Johnson today. Those two combining for the bucket here in the third. Chris Johnson of Rio Grande Valley, number 17 on the prospect watch list. Doing a little bit of everything throughout the season for the Vipers. And tonight above his season point average with 18 to lead the way for Rio Grande Valley.
You bring up a good point, Chris Johnson, in regards to him doing a little bit of everything. That's just it. And his greatest asset is his motor. He can shoot the ball, good defender, great activity, but his motor is better than just about everyone on the floor, so he's going to give himself an opportunity to be successful each time out.
In terms of the watch list, it's typically populated by the league's leading scorers. If you're on that list, averaging 14 points a game, that means people are recognizing your complete game.
Exactly. He's bringing other things to the table, throughout the entire game. And a lot of times it doesn't necessarily get on the stat sheet. But again, his activity is supreme.
Johnson reaching in. Final minute 45 of the third. We talked at the end of the second about how crucial this segment of the game is.
Absolutely. Got to close the game out. Just had a timeout here. So the coaches were able to discuss a few different things with the teams and want to see who can come out here and execute.
Largest lead today for the Vipers, 13. Threat hesitation. Tokido on the kick out. 3 more for J.P. Tokido.
I'll tell you what, that is a heck of a pass from Threat to throw it over the top of the entire floor. All the guys there standing in the paint hit Tokido on time and on target.
Selden crossover. Dunham on the kick out.
There he
Got
is.
it.
The pride of Pendleton Heights High School in Indiana. He's a flat-out shooter. Spotted up well, found a nice spot on the floor to knock it down.
Tokido using a screen. Rattles it in from the foul line. Tokido contending that Dunham impeded his way to getting to the ball. Whatever he said seemed to at least be humorous or taken that way.
He's out there making friends with officials. Those are good guys to have on your side.
Chavis, no. Wisnett, offensive rebound. Loose ball. Saved by Tokido to Walker, who goes right to the iron to lay it in.
Yeah, you got to have a guy step up there and stop that ball. You got to force him to move it.
14-point lead, Rio Grande Valley with its largest advantage of the game. 8 to go with the shot clock off. Whip to Dunham. Another three. Kellen Dunham stroking it from deep twice here in the third quarter.
I'm telling you, Dunham is the guy. If you let him get open, more often than not, he's going to knock it down. He's got to get opportunities.
92-81, the lead for Rio Grande Valley as we head to the fourth here at the NBA D-League Showcase. 3 quarters complete between Iowa and Rio Grande Valley. Vipers lead 92-81. And while we just took a look at a lot of the numbers and the stats, this play by Tokido won't show up in the box score, but it does lead to Walker and the layup at the other end.
You're exactly right. Tokido has had a really strong game here, both in the stat sheet and not. I mean, that play obviously doesn't, but gets the team an extra possession.
With Eddie Gill, I'm David Resnick. Akil Augustine, part of our broadcast team as well. Underway in the fourth. Jarvis 3 on the crossover. Wayne Selden, the defensive rebound, and he cocked his head back to sell the foul.
Oh, yeah, he did a heck of a job selling that one. His neck might suffer the consequences later on from that.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe an arm flail would feel better later tonight?
That's right. Yeah, his neck might not be too happy with that.
There's got to be an art to that, no? Inside to Williams, counted +1.
I'll tell you what, that was a great pass by Selden right there. From that distance, he put that ball on the money for Williams. All he had to do was catch it and finish. Look at that. He's out there by the logo, puts it right on the money. There's nothing that Walker can do at that point but foul.
Selden all the way back at the other end of the floor, watching Williams try to complete the three-point play.
Martin's down there battling with 3 white jerseys, almost came up with it.
Defense shades to Payton. Tokido traveled. Indecisive there.
Yeah, Freak's telling him to shoot it. Might not have been a bad idea. Once again, here we are. You know, a close game here, 9-point game. Can the energy close the gap?
Will it start with Sampson? Iowa had control of this game first quarter into the second. Rio Grande Valley with a big run. Haven't surrendered the lead at all in the second half.
You're exactly right. These scouts are again looking here to the fourth quarter. You know, who can bear down, compete hard, make the right plays, stay poised here as the pressure continues to build, if the game gets closer, late in the game, who can make those winning plays?
Sampson, pump fake. Another one, baseline, high arcing off the back of the iron and through. Jakar Sampson.
Yeah.
Thrown up to the rim. Deposited by Payton. Jarvis Threet with the beautiful feed.
Yeah, the energy we're you know, they're jogging, trotting back on defense, you know, getting a good chuckle out of that shot from Sampson that hit every piece of the rim and then fell. Meanwhile, Peyton's running down, ready to tear the rim off.
During halftime, we showed you a package of all the dunks. We need a redo on that one because that Peyton slam would be part of it for the entire game.
No question. Again, this is a guy who just jumps really easy. Can't lose sight of that guy in transition.
Perfect pass, and you could see the reaction from Sampson. He knew it.
Yeah, definitely.
He scored on one end, and they gave up an easy basket on the other. Tough finish for Washpin. And a foul. Late whistle, but a chance at three.
Big time play here. Close the lead to 5 with a chance to cut it to 4.
Undercut there by Onuaku.
Yeah, Onuaku just got himself in a bad position, turned his back, and that might be the first time he's ever fouled someone with his back.
Martin wanted it. Johnson, though, was trailing him. Reset to 14. A new rule in the D-League this year. If you get the ball after an offensive rebound, it's only a reset to 14. Reed with the high dribble. Peyton trails. Williams with the block.
Really nice block by Williams there.
Tokido, quick spin. Created the separation. Weak side, Onuaku.
Oh, he's got to finish that one.
Jersey was being held.
I really like to see Onuaku get some post-up opportunities. Did a really nice job in the first half of sealing down there in the post.
Martin driving in. Offensive foul. Onuaku had to be careful as he has 5 personals, but he drew the charge there.
That was a great job getting himself in position.
Outside of the restricted area and planted.
Really nice job there by Onuaku.
Morris to Peyton, catch and shoot. 3-pointer for Gary, Peyton the second.
Really nice shot again, stepping into it with confidence. Out there ready to shoot.
That helps settle things down for Rio Grande Valley.
Lead goes from 5 to 8 just like that.
Selden clutches in the air. Battle for the rebound. Onuaku taken away by Williams, and he lays it in.
Selden out there with one shoe making plays.
So Sampson commits the personals for Selden to get his apparel back on. Sampson goes and retrieves it for Selden. I guess the room service applies all the way to the court as well.
That's a good teammate there. That's a good teammate there. Go grab this guy's shoe. But that was a really nice play by Selden, though. Martin
takes it away. Throws it up for Williams. Count it, +1. Here comes Iowa.
Strong finish from the former Hoosier. Gets out in transition. This is where he thrives. Troy Williams is an absolute problem in transition. He can get to the rim and finish with the best of them. And obviously with some serious strength there. All right, now can you come down here and get a stop, though? Here's the question. Can you get a stop when you really need it? 8 minutes left in this game.
Peyton driving. Williams another block. And the energy bench is now into it as well.
That's it. This is, again, we talk about being evaluated here at the showcase. The scouts are definitely looking at the guys on the bench how are they reacting to different plays? Are you out there? Are you supporting your teammates? Are you encouraging your teammates? Or are you pouting because you're sitting down?
Payton, no. Onuaku got his hands on it. Johnson there in support. Resets to 14. And now Iowa not allowing any open looks. It's amazing to think just moments ago it was a 13-point game.
That's how this game can change. It's amazing what stops will do for you. It's amazing what stops will do for you. And you know, we talk about, you know, being evaluated so much, and this person's averaging this many points and that person's averaging this many points. How many points are you giving up as a defender? What are you doing on a defensive end? Are you communicating? Are you sitting down? And can you guard your position? That's the first and foremost. Can you guard your position?
Loose ball foul against Onuaku. That disqualifies him.
That's tough. That's a tough way to go out there. Game's tightening up. He's out. He means a lot to this team.
Tangled up there with Williams on the block out. See if he has a case.
Yeah, that's one of those. Maybe it can go either way, or maybe a no call, maybe a foul. Arms are tangled up there. Unfortunately, he has to sit down for the remainder of the game.
6 points, 5 rebounds. Opened up the showcase with a 20 and 15 effort. Good for his 11th double-double in 21 games. He's been on assignment 4 times, but for long stretches. This is the 28th game for Rio Grande Valley, and Onuaku has played in 22 of them. And so showing again the value of the D-League franchise, but also the location and the geography. Houston close to Rio Grande Valley. You could have Onuaku a valued member of both teams. So Joshua Smith summoned for the first time in the second half. Just a 1-point game prior to Darius Morris ringing it up from deep.
Darius Morris knocks down a big shot there. Really nice pass by Johnson coming off the penetration.
Williams, nice through. Good contest from Johnson as it rolls out of play. We've seen a handful of close games at the showcase. This is another one. Day 4 of 5 days here in Mississauga, Ontario. Sampson looks backdoor. Troy Williams.
Payton gets caught with a little bit of his own medicine.
A deflection as Payton was coming through. It's off of his leg. Just a 1-possession game and a chance for the Energy to tie or take the lead.
Love seeing that energy from the Energy over there on their bench. They're doing a really nice job supporting their team here. It's tightened up. The Vipers are kind of a little stagnant here, a little quiet over there on their bench. Want to see them pick it up also. Late in the game, score's tightening up. Want to see who has the most poise here.
Sampson baseline. Goaltend. Smith touched it with the ball in the cylinder. We are tied at 100.
Speaking of 100, Sampson stays at 100. His motor does not stop. I love it.
Right, he's either sitting on the bench or at 100 on the floor.
Oh, man, he doesn't stop.
Tie game with 6.5 to go. Morris wants the screen from Smith. Draws the attention of Sampson. 2 on the timer. Fall away. Off the iron, no. Iowa with the chance to take the lead. We haven't seen a lot of sets, but here's one.
Here's the value of a guy like Martin out there Troy Williams was pushing the ball down there, a little bit out of control. He slows it down. Hey, slow down. Let's get something good.
Sampson. Foul.
Again, a guy like Martin, NBA experience, D-League experience, comes out and slows him down, gets him into a good set.
Iowa all the way back from 14 to tie it in the fourth. This game has been tied 5 times, thanks most recently to this run from Iowa.
Done a great job of picking up their activity defensively, holding the Vipers to 1 shot on that end, and creating opportunities for each other on the other end, sharing the ball, guys making good solid cuts like that one there and attacking the basket hard.
Sampson, Williams, and Williams all involved on the most recent spurt to tie things at 100. And here's Jakar Sampson at the line with 5:53 to go in regulation in a tie game.
I'm telling you, I've said it time and time again, Sampson's motor is the difference. Right now sitting at 19 points and 8 rebounds. But he's made so many plays that, again, that are not on the stat sheet. And that's contagious. That energy just feeds throughout the entire team.
Sampson gets his own miss and rocks the rim.
Does it again, and he lets the Vipers bench know about it.
Jakar Sampson giving Iowa a 3-point lead. Its first advantage of the second half. Smith passing out of the post and too hard to handle for Johnson. Jakar Sampson, drafted or undrafted, I should say, out of St. John's. A year and a half with Philly. Finishing last year with Denver. Has not gotten a taste of the NBA this year. Maybe he's the next call-up.
He has an opportunity. Like I said, he has a motor. He's a guy you could bring off the bench, and he's going to make a difference in the game if he doesn't even score a point. And he's obviously a capable scorer, as we see here today, but he doesn't necessarily have to. They're not going to necessarily call a play for him or any of the guys if they get called up right now. But he can come in and make some plays.
Chavis blocked at the rim. Morris, transition 3. Yes, sir.
It's a big shot there by Morris. Coming down with a transition pull-up 3. See, will that infuse a little bit of energy in the Vipers?
Morris hits a shot, then digs in defensively. Sampson saves. 5 on the timer. Martin waiting. Gets to the rim with the left hand. Patient play by the veteran.
The patience there was very impressive.
Tapped around, loose ball. Stakes are high. Look at the hustle on the floor. Johnson left it 3 short.
That's a moment there where you want to calm it down a little bit. Everyone just rein it in and see, can you get a good quality set and facilitate some sort of good shot attempt there.
Playing in front of executives and scouts from all 30 NBA teams. Day 4 of the D-League Showcase. Williams losing his balance, but keeping possession, and it's Martin, but the shot clock expired.
Williams going there trying to make a play, just lost his footing. Actually made a heck of a pass to keep it alive, and Martin wasn't aware of the time on the clock.
Wade Baldwin did not get to the scorer's table in time to check in.
It'll be interesting to see, Baldwin come in right now in this juncture in the game. Obviously, the intensity is heightened on both ends of the floor. It's a tight game. He's been sitting for a while. This is always a funny position to be in, and it's a difficult position to be in, quite frankly. I've played in this role, and I'd like to see how he comes in the game.
Taken by Walker on the baseline, and here comes Baldwin. You've just watched your team go on a big spurt without you. How do you not disrupt that, especially now as the main ball handler?
Well, they got, 2 point guards in here now. At the moment, they're going to play them off the ball right now. Probably let them get settled in the rhythm of the game. And, you just got to come in and play your game. But, again, be a leader out there. Get guys in sets that you're trying to run and get good shots. And then on the other end, you really want to guard.
Chavis, kick out. Martin, catch and shoot. Got it. Cartier Martin, 7 years in the NBA. last with Detroit in 2015, has earned 3 call-ups in 3 different seasons. It's a tie-up for a jump ball.
This is a different Iowa Energy team we're looking at here, especially defensively. They've done a great job on the defensive backboard, rebounding the ball. We talk about Martin there and his veteran status and his presence there. Hasn't had, that big of an impact offensively, but the game is tight here. They make a great pass down there on the baseline, and he's able to knock it down because he has that poise and understanding that the moment can come at any time.
Musical chairs. I love it.
Troy Williams should be down there on the other side of Walker, though, because if it goes to that side, pretty sure he's going to get it. Goes a little bit further out.
Iowa has it, up by 5. Martin again with call-ups in 3 different seasons. 09, 10, and 12. Saw a player like Dante Jones last year get called up. Washburn, pretty.
It's a big-time shot there. Big-time shot there. The Vipers are a little bit shell-shocked right now. Better come out and get their heads on straight.
Nice step back for Washburn. And a 7-point lead for Iowa. Final 2 days of the NBA D-League Showcase, so let's take a look at the upcoming NBA D-League national TV schedule. We wrap things up today on Facebook Live and NBA TV Canada. And then tomorrow, all 3 games, NBA TV, NBA TV Canada. For more on these games, please go to NBADleague.com or visit the NBA D-League app. A 29-11 quarter for Iowa, and here's part of the reason why.
Attacking the paint. Not getting opportunities for a teammate or themselves individually, and again, but this is the end of the floor where they're getting it done at. 11 points this quarter. You can't say enough about that.
Johnson hits a 3. Chris Johnson from the corner, 4-point game with 2:25 to go. Was going to ask you what the difference is in the performance and the change in the game, and you say that's Iowa's defensive effort?
No question about it. Like I said, up to that point, with that shot there, now they've given up 14 in this quarter. But it's really the energy that they've exuded on that end, and they started out in that they put that zone out there a little bit, kind of went back to man-to-man, but their effort has gone to another level. And having said that, the Vipers playing one-on-one basketball a decent amount. That doesn't help you.
Johnson from the left, now missing from the right. Tokido offensive rebound, and he's going to the line.
This is what started, the Vipers' lead in the first half. They were able to get on the glass and really dominate that backboard. Tokido is there for an offensive rebound and putback. Able to make 2 here, maybe cut it to 2.
Iowa trying to wrap up this D-League Showcase with 2 victories. Rio Grande Valley trying to avoid 2 losses. Chinanu Onuaku for Rio Grande Valley has fouled out. So that affects their front line as Tokido looks to decrease the 4-point disadvantage.
Three-point game, 2 minutes left. Baldwin's been in for a couple minutes now. Really want to see if he's able to steady the ship.
Troy Williams crossover. Just throws it up to the rim wildly. Chance to tie with a 3. Morris sets his feet. No good. Johnson flying in for the offensive rebound, thought he was fouled. Timeout, Iowa.
Johnson again attacking the rim with reckless abandon, trying to create another opportunity for his team. This is why I think he has a real opportunity to go and help a team in the NBA, both with his skill set and his effort and motor.
Follow the latest NBA prospects and assignments on the NBA D-League app with custom news feeds, highlights, and live games. It's all you need to keep up with the league. Download it for free from the App Store. Saw you on the app between quarters.
It's a very nice app.
It is.
It's a really nice app. Some great information there. Doing a really nice job in terms of prospect watch, box scores, news, and keep you updated with what's going on within the league as a whole.
Iowa with the three-point lead and possession as Chris Johnson has 21 points to lead the Vipers. 6 different players in double figures for the Vipers, while Jakar Sampson also has 21 on the Iowa side. Baldwin to Martin. 5 on the timer. Martin shooting and missing over Johnson. Offensive rebound reset to 14.
That's a huge offensive rebound there.
Deflection, loose ball.
50-50 ball, who wants it?
Taken by Payton, driving the other way, and he's fouled.
That's a winning play right there. That ball's up for grabs for 2 or 3 guys. Payton comes out of the pack with it.
51.3 seconds to go.
Like what Martin's doing right now. Can't say enough about his veteran experience. Baldwin turns it over there. Martin's going over to talk to him about it. Keep Baldwin engaged in the game. Even though he turned it over, there's 51 seconds on the clock. Only a 3-point game. A lot of possessions left in this game. Have to stay poised. Keep your head in it.
1 of 2 for Payton. 2-point game. Baldwin watched by Payton. Chavis sets the screen. Kick out, Martin. He got it from 3. Cartier Martin.
Great pass by Baldwin. Great shot, of course, by Martin there.
Payton rushes at 3. Rebounded by the Energy. Cartier Martin with 243 NBA games under his belt, showing up here at the showcase.
Martin has 11 points, most of them here in this 4th quarter, and these are big-time shots. I find it ironic that, those two had a nice little exchange, at the previous possession after Baldwin turned it over. Baldwin made a really nice play here off the pick and roll, attacks the paint, draws 3 defenders and kicks it out there. Really nice pass to that corner for a corner 3.
A lot of times in the composition of D-League rosters, you're going to have a lot of young players just out of school. But if you could have someone like Cartier Martin on your roster, you are at a big advantage as the Energy taking a 7-point lead with under a half minute to go. And Martin in the position to mentor a player in Wade Baldwin in his first year out of Vanderbilt on assignment from Memphis. That's invaluable. I'm sure as you were getting your start in the NBA and getting your opportunity young in your career, relying on those veterans meant a lot.
There's no question about it. When you have a strong veteran presence in the locker room, whether it's the D-League or the NBA, and guys you can look up to who are doing it the right way, right? Who are doing it the right way in terms of their work, their professionalism, that's extremely invaluable. And this moment out here on the floor, like I said, with the turnover and they having a conversation about it, and again, they come out and have that confidence in Baldwin to run a pick and roll again for him to be able to make a play because they know he's capable. He's more than a capable player. Again, Martin right now showing his leadership out there defensively, making sure everyone knows what their defensive assignments are in terms of ball screens.
Morris. No. Walker on the follow. He got fouled on the putback attempt.
Walker just fell out of the rafters on that, didn't he?
How did he get up there? He's been wanting this dunk all game.
This athleticism is insane. I want to see him make that, though. He's got to make that right now.
You know, earlier during the timeout, we saw Jakar Sampson enjoying himself on the side. Earlier, we said he's either on the bench or at 100. He might just be at 100 the entire time.
That guy's full tilt at all times, I think. And that's just who he is.
Rebounded by Iowa. Walker, empty trip. Selden going to the line. And what can you say about this comeback for Iowa? They led early. Then for long stretches of the game, trailing double figures. But the defense here in the fourth quarter under interim coach Glenn Cyprian. This is an Iowa team that entered the showcase with just 3 wins. They're going to leave Mississauga with 2 more.
Yeah, and they earned this one here tonight. They took this one away from the Vipers. The Vipers started out with all the energy, especially with the way they were rebounding the ball on the offensive end. And this fourth quarter, the Iowa Energy just came out with a whole different approach. I think Sampson was instrumental in terms of his motor, and it just spread throughout the team.
Tokido off the back of the iron, 8-point game. Baldwin has it in the open floor. Exclamation point for Iowa.
That'll do it, and the Vipers, I think they're sleep right now. They're not sure what happened, but their coach will be sure to talk to them about it after the game.
Iowa led early, trailed, and they came back in the fourth. Cartier Martin with a big dagger 3 that created separation at the end.
Hey, this again, guys are being evaluated here, and the Vipers kind of lost track of that in terms of their effort. I'm never talking about make shots or you know, those types of things. Those are gonna happen. You're gonna make shots, you're gonna miss shots, but your effort can't ever be in question. You can't ever say that someone came out and competed harder than you. And I think that was the fact of the matter there in the fourth quarter. Iowa Energy, they just stepped it up defensively. Sampson was monumental there in terms of his motor and his effort. They're able to come out with the win.
Cartier Martin and company enjoying the victory. Jakar Sampson taking a moment with his teammates before walking over to our Akil Augustine. Well, we saw Sampson play with a lot of energy and bouncing around. It'll be interesting to hear his post-game thoughts as he's standing by with Akil.
29 minutes, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 10 of 15 from the field. But what I want to talk to you about is the message after that second quarter where you guys allowed 40 points. What did Coach say?
I mean, he was just big on just playing hard. You know, he said how you expect us to fight for you if you're not gonna fight for yourself. He felt like we let down. We was hanging our heads a little bit like the game was over. So second half we came out with some confidence and some fire, and you saw it out there.
Yes, definitely confident. And for yourself, you're a guy on the radar of NBA teams. We know you have one NBA skill set, which is your amazing motor. But what are you trying to show all these GMs in the building?
I mean, everything. You know, the motor. You know, just being a good teammate. You know, my shot. I've been working on my shot, my pull-up, pretty much everything. Just so I'm good at everything. You know, I can do a little bit of everything pretty much.
Well, you definitely showed that today. Congratulations, Jakar.
Yeah, thanks.
Good looking out. All right, back to you guys at the desk.
Sampson has good reason to smile as Iowa takes down Rio Grande Valley by 10. We wrap it up next in Mississauga.